there, it's Emily here. I have decided to start on a journey to change my life, make myself a better person, and improve my relationships. I went in for my physical exam this year, and I stepped on the scale, and for the first time ever, their scale there did not register my weight. I was embarrassed and shy. I sat down with my doctor, who's been my doctor for 6 years, and she recommended bariatric surgery. And so I have decided to start this adventure and see where that will take me. So after I went in for my physical and spoke with my doctor, she recommended bariatric surgery. I have worked in the medical field for 6 years. I've seen a lot of people go through the process. When I first was starting in my career, I did not think bariatric surgery is for me. I felt really good with my body. I love my body still to this day. But I noticed over time that some of the people that were a little bit larger had a lot more issues that they had to deal with. I think that was kind of the breaking point for me, was saying, I need to take care of myself. I need to do whatever is going to help me so that I can live the longest life I can while also being the best that I could be. And I decided that my weight was becoming an issue. I've noticed over probably about the past 2 years. I live in Colorado, so we have the mountains in our backyard that whenever I go up on a hike, I get short of breath a little bit faster than my friends do. I also noticed that the airplane seats, yes, they are getting smaller. We all know that, but they're definitely getting smaller for me. And I just really, when she said bariatric surgery, it was like a light bulb went off, and I said, when am I just going to start taking ownership of myself losing weight? One of the research studies that my physician pointed out, basically what the statistics showed was that people that are 50 pounds overweight have a 5% chance of losing the weight and keeping it off with diet or lifestyle change, which I kind of feel like has always been an issue with me. I have no problem going on a diet, eating healthy. I like to eat vegetables. I, enjoy fish and lean proteins. But I would go on a diet. I'd lose weight. I think the highest I've ever lost was between 60 and 70 pounds at once. But always within about 6 more months, I always start to gain it back. And you can say, oh, she gave up on the diet. She wasn't trying hard enough, but you can think that whatever you want, but I can tell you that when I went on those diets, I put my whole heart into them, and I tried to make them work to the best that I could. And it just seemed like I always failed. I probably became overweight. The earliest I remember was about 3rd grade. I heard that I was, big boned or whatnot, but really what I was that was the start of me becoming overweight. I've never really known what life would be like without being overweight. I've never been the skinniest girl or anything like that. In high school, I was definitely the biggest girl in my class. In college, I was one of the bigger girls, that I would see on campus. And even at my work today, I'm, a large girl. So to me, I'm very comfortable in my body. I was in swim team, which I think really helped with my self-esteem, because when you're in a swimsuit, people see you there's no hiding there. So I decided that I enjoyed activities, and I've always been an active person. And the job I have now, the big Fitbit step thing, which I have my Fitbit, is, getting around 10,000 steps a day, which I average between 8,000 and 10,000 on my work days. I'm very active, but I know that you can't live at this weight forever. I mean, well, we all can't live forever, but this weight will catch up with you. So as time went on, I've been watching several people that I are obese, just like myself, and I've noticed as we get older, some of the things that really concern me. One of the first things I've noticed is some of the people that have to walk long distances. They get short of breath, which makes their oxygen drop below 90%, and it takes time for that to get back up. So putting them at risk for heart complications, and then also being at such a high BMI can really have an impact on your joints. I just recently watched my doctor go through a hip replacement, and it really made me think about my joints and my lifestyle. I think that we all want to live a long life, and we all want to be able to do the things that you want to do. And not being able to get up and move really can shorten that and make that time in the end very scary. Now, I'm not saying I'm anywhere close to a joint replacement, because I'm not. But at the end of the day, those are all things in our future that we're going to have to think about. And having this weight with our joints is just really putting a lot of pressure on it. In fact, there are no joint replacements available for people at my BMI. So what would really happen is if I needed to get a hip replacement, first of all, I'm going to be sitting. They're going to ask me to lose weight to get down to a certain BMI. And a lot of times that's when people go through bariatric surgery. I want to be more proactive than I want to be proactive and deciding my own fate when it comes to that. If I can do this at a younger age, I'm going to prolong a lot of comorbidities and things that are going to make it more difficult for me to lose weight when I'm older. And here I am, this hypocrite, because I need to lose weight. I need to take the advice that I give my patients on, better eating solutions and things like that. It probably was after I started working there that I really became in tune with eating better, and I've definitely changed the way I eat, and I really cut out the carbohydrates, which when looking at what they suggest for bariatric people, it's a really high protein diet, which I've been doing. And from what I've seen lately, when I first started, there was definitely some things I saw with bariatric surgery. I'll get into that later. That kind of scared me, made me never want to do it. But lately, the more I just have been seeing so many positive outcomes from friends, from patients, from everybody I hear about. Now, I always hear that somebody had this surgery and then they gained it all back. And I do see that. I think you'd be unrealistic to think that you weren't going to gain back any weight at one point. The surgery is really a tool. It's not something that just automatically, it's not a cop-out thing. It's a lot of work to do the surgery, and it takes a lot of thought. And you can cheat any tool out there, but I'm, part of the reason I'm doing this is to lose the weight. And subscribe to Sleeve M and turn on those notifications, and we can go through this together.